we're pulling things out for Whatnot. We're consolidating stuff, and sometimes you get some stuff, and it's like, what that? They put 4 items in a big box. For example, we had 4 signs that were in a big box. One thing is I'm excited for is the last year or two, because I've been dealing with a health issue. I have not been decorating for Christmas. We still had our Christmas tree up, but just haven't been in the. But I'll tell you, getting all this stuff at the price that I did, there's no reason why I can't decorate even a little bit nicer.
Hey folks, Patdees, welcome to the channel. If this is a bad angle, I'm sorry, but it is now 10 of 1 at night, 12:50. I'm in my dining room, as you can see. We just got done with the show and on Whatnot, and that's what I'm going to talk about. Talk about Whatnot. I made 2 other videos recently, and I haven't released them. I never released them because I felt like, well, maybe I was too emotional, and calm down, do more shows, try to be. But I'm just finding it. I don't know. I think Whatnot needs to do more for small sellers. I'm watching a guy. I'm not going to mention no names. I'm watching a show in the background, and I did a sponsorship on them 2 weeks ago, and even created a special in my bin. 2 bars of soap for $12. You can pick your own soap, handmade soap, $6, and you get a custom 3D printed soap dish for free. I spent $40 getting earrings as a sponsorship. 11 o'clock at night, and then they invite you in, and I stayed up, and I had the phone laying in bed to me, and it was finally 10 after 5 in the morning, and I thought I heard my name, and I looked, yeah, Patdees, and I went in, and I was tired, because obviously, it's 10 after 5 in the morning, and it didn't turn to nothing, and I just felt like it was a waste of money. But I don't know. I'm gonna turn this down. I don't want to call any channels names because I don't really think it's their fault. I think the style that they're doing, guys, and I'm even tired. But while this is fresh on my mind, I wanted to record this video. People are, I think there's a desperate need for a lot of sellers anymore right now that are trying to be successful on Whatnot and are looking for help and are spending money to try to gain followers, and it doesn't work. I had 90 bookmarks on that show, and and even tonight I had 40 bookmarks. And what I don't get about tonight, what I'm doing is my focus this month is called Christmas in July, and I'll even show you here. I'll show you the. I'm going to show you. I have 22 shows set up. That was as of yesterday, so now maybe 21. So, Christmas in July. This is my Whatnot page. Pallet pulls from Dollar General, $3 bundles. Patdees Christmas in July, $3. I have several, so $3 bundles, and to be honest, I'm running $2 bundles and $3 bundles. The $3 bundles are running at 8 to 11 ounces, and the $2 bundles are running at 4 to 7 ounces. And in all honesty, because I'm making bundles, I'm having to eat some shipping cost. So the shows are being a flop. I did the first show was better, but I had sold a message came across. It's so weird how some of these so today at 26 minutes in, I was up to $20. One person. There was 24, 25 people in there, and one person. I was up to $20. That's it. Now, are you going to say, what am I selling? Dollar General stuff. Stockings. You can see here Christmas card boxes, decorations, lights, all Dollar General stuff. But typically, I'm making lots up that are valued at $15 to $20 and starting at $2 or $3. And somebody came in tonight and said to me, "Oh, don't be mad." I'm like, "I'm not gonna be mad. What?" Well, I've been watching you. I'm trying to buy something, but I don't really like to buy anything from like Kohl's or something like that. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. But and I've basically come to the conclusion that whatnot is part of it is a popularity contest. The bigger sellers, not all of them, but I know if I was able to have the ability to give my stuff to another seller, they could get twice as much as I can. um, so even though I have close to 9,000 followers, 14,000 solds, I've noticed something since April of this year. Whatnot is not the same, and prior to my wife, she lost her job, and this is where it's really become like I look like a fool, because she had surgery, was out in the fall, went back to work. They cut a full-time position, and she was more forced to work on the floor in restaurant management, and she re-injured her foot. So she's been out since February. And what do? In January and a little bit in the fourth quarter, I buy a cargo container and I fill it with Halloween and Christmas stuff, knowing that, hey, I'm going to sit on this stuff, but yeah, and brand new pallets of stuff from mostly these shows are Target, Dollar General, Walgreens, but 95% of it is Walgreens and Dollar General, with 90% of it being Dollar General. Now, some people, I sense it. There are a little, like, people are a little snooty. Like, oh, Dollar General, it's got to be junk. And it's not. Yeah, just because it's marked $1. And I mean, I had somebody in there, sometimes I don't know what people are thinking, but nope, not gonna buy it if it's made in China. Let's face it, there's a lot made in China, but these are like shatterproof. I don't even know how they make some of this stuff so cheap. Like this little package here, this is 15 count shatterproof little ornaments. Now it's marked $1. I don't take the price off, so we would try to sell like 6 of these, and then might add a box of cards and 3 stockings. So in a sense, I'm always trying to put in at least $12 for a $2 start. Keep in mind, at the $2, I'm only getting like $1.50, $1.45, $1.62 in that range. At $3, I'm getting roughly $2.40. And we're basically trying to sell stuff 10, if you're lucky. Yeah, well, we're starting stuff at 10 cents on the dollar, and a lot of stuff I could tell you that's about what I paid. So if the pallet was worth $3,000, I paid $300, not including the storage. Obviously, I'm not even including that, but. Before my wife lost her job, and I paid off our PayPal loan, and I was like, hey, you're looking for inventory. Let's bring good deals, even though you're going to have to sit on it. I'm doing Christmas in July, and I am struggling. And I don't get it. And it really boggles my mind. I mean, sometimes even people, like with Whatnot, and if someone had to ask me what I sell on Whatnot, I don't know. I see, excuse me, I see a lot of people trying to sell on Whatnot with only 50 followers. Oh my God, I'm like, no, you gotta, unless you're gonna have family and friends to support you, and usually they don't. Even on YouTube, they don't get what resellers do. Or, I guess I will say though, if you want to support me, if you want to, like we sold a couple. Finally, a friend came in that buys and sells on YouTube, and I'm watching something in the background. Uh, um, $15 box. For it was $50 worth of stuff for $15. 50 plus the $10 $9.21 shipping. Now, if you get other things, your shipping even goes down because it goes into a. So even then, with shipping, you're still getting 50% off, and you're getting a nice assortment. But there just aren't people. I just see it all the time. I see some popular channels that are sometimes some of the stuff that they're selling it more. Like I'm like, you're paid more than you would on eBay. I just don't get it. But I don't know what the fix is. How could I be this established and can't sell it? I know some people are like, oh, screaming that you're selling junk, Pat. We don't want Dollar General. And again, I mean, these you can use over and over, but let's say some things, like there's some decorations and some craft stuff. If you're getting 15 items and you're basically paying a quarter a piece, even if you only get one Christmas out of it, it's a quarter. It's not something like, people come in, oh, do you have a vintage blow mold? No, it says on the thumbnail. Like I did, a guy was in there. He was trying to be helpful. Northeast Nick, he went with me and split a pallet. He runs a dollar store manager, and he does like flea market inside. Not when it's hot. I guess it doesn't have air conditioning, but he sells stuff. He buys a pallet and sells stuff there, and does okay. We don't. Honestly, I live up in the country, so if I had to do like where he sells at is like half an hour, 40 minutes away. I've been doing some yard sales out there, but honestly, even at the yard sales, we kind of run into that. Like, people will come down and say, "Yeah, it's not Grandma's closet," and some days it's like, God, like just people snub their nose. So, like, we'll say, as soon as they get there, hi, how you doing? Hey, if you see a price on it, don't worry about it. We sell typically 50, 75% off of that. We sell online. Some of this stuff is too bulky or it's too cheap that the shipping would defeat the purpose of buying it. And, oh, yeah, and Memorial Day, our problem here is the weather, and I mean, all over the country. I mean, look at the flooding in North Carolina, Texas, all over. The rain has just been terrible. But I'm struggling. I was up to $20. Finally, I flipped the camera around, and I was basically ready to shut the show down. And my wife had pinned somebody, and she came in and spent $65, bought some couple things and a couple people. So we wind up doing $205, selling 61 items. Do the math. Now, when I say that, I sold 4 of those $15 boxes. So even though you say 61 items at $205, that's an average of about $4. That's 4 boxes at $15 that were sold. So if you take away those 4 boxes, 140 take away 57. That's 57. Yeah, that's $2.60 average. It's just not cutting it. It's not. Right now, I pray buy it at $2 just to kind of get my money back, so that and so I can clear things out. And I'm trying to clear out the cargo container so that stuff I have in the driveway I can put in there. I'm even selling like $100, $130 boxes of assorted clothes, girls' dresses, women's sweatpants, and stuff like that that are from Target. And for like $15 a box. And I don't know, I'd really like to see Whatnot kind of support small sellers anymore. And it's kind of being lost, I think. There's going to be a lot of small sellers that are going to get disappointed and just going to fail. I still consider myself a small seller, even though that last year I sold $45,000 for the whole year. And I donated in the fourth quarter. I donated, honestly, like $3,000 for the Toys for Tots and all that. Let me see what my seller analytics. And I'm sharing all this stuff with you guys so that you guys get a real,
what's going on. And I have look, I have people that are supporting me, but how many times can they, like, if I show, like, in other words, if I have 50 of the ornaments, and let's say there's 10 people that support me all the time, I have 40 other sets of ornaments that, what do I do with them? And edit dates, hold on. So year to date, I'm at like $30,000. So, I mean, we are in July. At that rate, I probably would do $55,000. But man, like, and to be fair, my largest customer is Harry Tornado, and I custom make his 3D print dishes. So it really, if you take away him, he spent $3,000 so far this year. But he's turned around and he sells them on his channel, and he's doing very well with them. I'm hoping that he continues to support me. He doesn't watch my videos, so he's too busy. I hear that a lot, sadly, on the YouTube community that, no, we don't watch other resellers. And I also think that happens on Whatnot. And there's a similarity even on Whatnot. Subscribers doesn't mean views. The analogy on Whatnot, followers don't mean sales. So, I mean, I know a couple large followers, even though that, I don't know if they made sidestep wrong, but 80,000 followers, and lucky if they get 100 people in there. And then yet there are some people that have, hold on, 50,000 followers and have 200 people in there and really aren't selling a damn thing, but they're making money selling sponsorships and selling, because I think there's a desperate need for people wanting to grow. And if you can get, I wish I could get on here and on Whatnot, not on here because this is a YouTube video, and be like, hey, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, and give me $50, and I'll, out of that $50, I'm going to give $30 away, and basically pocket $20. If you could do that with 50 people, you'd make $1,000. Do you know how hard it is to sell? I've done 3 shows so far, and I haven't done with the Christmas in July, and I haven't done $1,000, and that's not profit. Out of that, if you did $1,000, you would only really net $750, roughly, because it all depends how the bundles are. But I don't know. I'm making this video, and I'm not trying to be negative, because I need Whatnot. This is my only income. For health reasons, I sell online. But the mistake I made is I put Whatnot on the back burner to do what. No, I'm sorry. I put eBay on the back burner to do Whatnot, and my eBay store, there were some things that were buried by pallets of stuff in the garage, and like, oh damn, like where's that? And it gets too, if you're not, Whatnot, what's nice about it is you're showing something, you're shipping it live, and you're giving good deals. But that's another thing too. I don't get, why is it that this could sell? I'm going to give you this example, and maybe this is a terrible example because it doesn't even sell this high. But let's say, for example, this item could sell for $8 on eBay, and it sells for $8 in the store. Now, traditionally, people want all free shipping, or they want you to kind of make up. So then what you do, a lot of times, you might put 2 of these up, and you might put 2 of these up for $10. That way, if they pay $4 shipping, they're not paying more than retail, and they're like, oh, I'm saving $3. I'm still saving ultimately $2. Whatnot attitude is, if this sells for $8 everywhere else, oh, I want it for $2. If you're lucky, because the message that people don't understand is, oh, it's going to be $4 shipping. Okay, so if you paid me $2, let's say you paid me $2. Now, keep in mind, I'm only getting $1.50. $4 shipping, you're paying $6.50. You're still getting $1.50 cheaper than the store. But here's the thing with Whatnot. You typically, at 8 to 11 ounces, you pay for your first 2.5, let's say 3 items,
that means your next, at 8 to 11 ounces, that means your next 6 to 7 items, you're in free shipping. So if you break it down, let's say hypothetically, I would try to sell this for $4, 50% off. And the reason I need it to sell for $4 because then I'm going to be giving basically 80 cents in fees. And if I bought this for $2.50, I'm trying to make $1. Math might be a little off by a quarter or so, so don't get wild in the comments. But so you get, let's say, 8 to 9 items in your box. If it's 9, you're paying $1. If you break it down, divide it by 9, you're paying $1 item in shipping. So if you bought this for $4, and you pay, and your $1 shipping went towards there, that you'd be at $5. You save $3. So taking those, let's say taking 8 items, 9 items are in a box. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 9 is 27. Yeah, Patdees knows a little bit of math. That's one thing is if you're going to sell on here, you got to understand your numbers. You got to understand the math, and you got to understand that. So if you're getting a box of stuff from me and you saved $25 for retail, isn't that a good value? Isn't that a good deal? The problem is there's so many sellers, I think, on they've made it easy to sell and whatnot, and all of a sudden, like, it don't matter. That's where the popularity contest comes in. Nobody's going to go in a lot of times if there's only 5 people in there. It's like, geez. Now, at the end of the day, let's say you have 200 people in there. You don't need 200 people to buy. You just only need one. But sometimes you get one buyer and nobody's even I'll show a $20 item and it's like $3, and you're like, oh my God, please, if I could just get $5. You figure that out. If you sell 5,000 items more a year, it's just simple $1 extra. If you get $1 extra, that $5,000 could be the difference of making money or losing money. Who the heck wants to go on Whatnot and lose money? And trust me, there's people that do. There's people that give advice. Well, you got to go on there. You got to start selling things at $1. $1, in my opinion, is just a gimmick. $1 is. If you start at $1, I want to get it. If you have 50 people in there and only 5 people swipe at $1, well, before you know it, it's going to be at least $5, and it's going to be probably at 8 or 10 because someone sees it go to $2 and like, okay, I'm willing to pay, and they swipe, and then before you know it, it is at the $10. A lot of we don't really. We've done a couple things for $1. It's just not worth it. You're only going to get 50 cents, roughly, give or take a dime, 40 cents. It's weird how that works out. I think it depends on where they live and the tax. I don't know. But 50, let's just say 50 cents. Where can you go and buy inventory for 50 cents a lot of times, especially if it's a $6 item? Where? You're not. Even me buying a pallet, let's say for $350, there's, let's say, 600 items on the, you sit there and do the math, you're not, and you're making bundles, and then you got to figure that there's some things that are going to be busted, you're going to get some things out of date, or the problem that eBay has is who goes on there, I'm searching for dollars, dollar shatterproof ornaments. It's you'd have to offer a case up, and they're just it's not there. Like, there's just some things that you can't sell on eBay because people aren't Google searching it or thinking about it. Perfect example is I got an Amazon pallet and I sold fire blankets. They sold well on Whatnot, but they were $30 on Amazon. Goddamn camera was filled. And I'm going to end this video pretty soon, and all of a sudden it got cut off. So I was talking about those fire blankets that we were selling for $7 or $8 off the, but the thing is, I put some up on eBay, didn't sell one. And they were unique. And I said, if you have a fire small, and this is pretty, so people thought, yeah, that's cool. I never thought about something like that. And I was able to sell, over a course of a week. I think I had 110 of them. But I think in the first week, I probably sold 50 or 60. That's not a lot of money, even at $7, because that 90% of them I sold at $7. That's $350. Even tonight, a lot of my buyers that did buy stuff got like 9 lots for $15. You know what I mean? It was um, a little bit more. Maybe let's just say go with $18. But sometimes even with coupons and stuff like that. But I don't know. I know I need to, and I know there are a couple people, Larry, that comes into my, and someone's like, oh, sell all this stuff on Whatnot. I have basketball hoops listed up on Whatnot that are $250, $300 at Dick's, and people all give you $100. Are you kidding me? I have 125 into them. I bought a pallet of them. I have 2 left. And one I gave to a lady to help me, her son. I gave her for free for helping. And even gave her a couple dollars and bought lunch and stuff. But I can't make $50 on it for 175. So, and then even someone else chimed in and said, look, I try to sell on Facebook Marketplace. It's not easy. And, are there other resellers looking for a pallet of Christmas and Halloween stuff on Facebook Marketplace? I don't know. I love when people come in too and want to give advice, and you look at their profile and they don't sell. They have 7 followers and they follow like 2 people, and some people are just so negative. That was another thing that disturbed me tonight, and it got me upset. Because I put up someone, Nick was in there. What do people want? He goes, do a poll. So I did a poll. Would you like to buy a Christmas box at $15? Should I run a? 1 said yes. 7 said no. $15, a $50. Why would you? It says right on my thumbnail, Dollar General Christmas bundles. Why would you come into a show and then say no? Like. That's what adds to the negativity, or me even, and so, once in a while you get you're negative. I'm not negative. I'm real on what's going on. What more do you want me to say? I have the Christmas music on the back when the show's going good. And look, if I start things at $2-3, I'm not upset when it sells for that. That's what I started at. That's what I said I'm willing to take. When you're passing on, when you got 25 people in there and you're passing on stuff. And then, again, that's where it becomes, it's a popularity contest. I mean, I could give this whole palette to another, big deal. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got like 9, 10 boxes. I think it was 11, maybe. And you got some people that are coming in now. Where's the giveaway? Oh, you only do customer giveaways? Yes. Lately, that's all what I've had shows where I've done 6 $5 or $10 gift cards for Walmart, and not one of them. I don't even get thank yous on the feedback on the reviews. You get people in there just looking for giveaways and then darting right out. I got rated the other day by my friend the Jeebuses, 137 people. I did what was called a raid box. When I get rated by 15 or more people, it's like, okay, I'm going to give you a $25 box of stuff. And to be honest, I don't stop at 25. It might be 37, and totally free just for following. That person didn't buy nothing. And as soon as that was over, it went from 137 to 89 because some people didn't stay around. They weren't interested in what I was doing. I get it. And but when I was running the 89, there was, and then after that raid box was out, I said, okay, we got down to 41, 42. And I said, well, okay, in a half an hour, if we could still have 40 at 8 o'clock, I'll run another raid box. Nope, we were down to 24. Eventually, and then on top of it, after about another 20 minutes of that, Whatnot starts glitching. I go out, come back in. I can't even get into my own show. People's payments are not processing. And yet, that was the best. The first hour, it was like, okay. And it's sad, honestly, because I hear people say, yeah, Pat, I was on the other day for like an hour. I only did $25. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm upset when I'm on for 3 hours and only do 200. And I'm not one, I don't want to beg. If you don't want my stuff, I get it. But yeah, I see people selling stuff that is questionable. And again, it's a popularity contest. And it reminds me of YouTube. And it's just life. It happens all the time in life. Someone that has popularity, can sell something, and a lot of times even, I'm not going to say that on Whatnot, but I don't know. I don't want to be perceived as. It's not jealousy. It's just like, I don't know. The little guy, it has a very tough position, competing. I don't know. It just reminds me of, you could have this, and this person who has 1 million followers can sell that for 50, and this guy can't give it away for 2. It's and it happens all the time. I don't know. But I don't know. That's my frustration. I don't know what to do about Whatnot. I am going to get back on eBay, and I'm going to make videos talking about that. If you did watch this, if you want to support me, there's a link below of Whatnot, $15 free if you haven't signed up. Or if you want a Christmas box, reach out to me. Hey, Pat, I'll take one of those. I'll honor it on you. The problem is the shipping. The shipping on Whatnot for 5 pounds is $9.21. On PayPal, if it's going past the Mississippi, I live in Pennsylvania, it's going to be probably 22. I could ship it like in Pennsylvania for around 11, but that's the lure of Whatnot, that negotiated contract that they have. But I'm definitely going to make some changes on Whatnot. I don't see myself ever buying these type of pallets no more. Last year I bought a Halloween, and I did them in August, and we're going to do Halloween too again. And we did okay. You bought a pallet for $350, $400, and you sold it for $800. You doubled your money, and then after fee, it was okay. And I wasn't getting rich, obviously, but we did okay. Now, you're running stuff, and as there's more people selling on there, you got more competition, and it's tough to find loyalty unless, again, you're popular. Sucks. It reminds me of like high school, but I don't know. Guys, thanks for hanging in there. I know it's one of those videos that's a little bit of a Debbie Downer, but it's the reality of selling on Whatnot and selling online. And I always hope things can get better, but I don't know. I got to clear out a lot of stuff. I'm going to be doing more shows. I had a goal, honestly, to do 8 or 9 shows and do $4,000 selling all this stuff. And I've done 3 shows, and I'm way behind. So, all right, wish me luck, and I'll see you again. Thumbs up.
Yeah, the cruise was nice.
Yeah, you guys left the last time I was here. I was next door.
Yeah.
And you guys left the week after, she told me.
Still buying units?
I haven't bought none this year yet. I've been buying stuff by the pallet. So, up at the warehouse. Okay, so one of the things that I'm doing is in between customers, and as customers are watching, I'm consolidating boxes. Like, this was all Christmas stuff, and the box is huge. You go to pick it up, it's not taped at the bottom. So what I'm doing is taking a lot of this stuff out and putting it in like 2-3 boxes. So, the thing is, there's a lot of stuff in here. A lot of it is seasonal. And a lot of this stuff was bought, if you're following me, before my wife lost her job. So, would I have bought it? I don't, no, I would have thought different, because I got a lot of good stuff at a good price, but, it's storage. And I bought this container, if you're following me, but so I'm able to, let me back out of here. So I'm getting in here, as you can see. And we had a path in here, but when you're constantly moving stuff in and out, we're pulling things out for Whatnot, we're consolidating stuff, and sometimes you get some stuff, and it's like, what the? They put 4 items in a big box. For example, we had 4 signs that were in a big box. One thing is I'm excited for is the last year or 2. Because I've been dealing with a health issue, I have not been decorating for Christmas. We still had our Christmas tree up, but just haven't been but I tell you, getting all this stuff at the price that I did, there's no reason why I can't decorate even a little bit nicer, because this stuff I'm getting for pennies on the dollar.